perfect match, chosen by science, but you had to marry them right this second. You would tell me, well, that sounds pretty whack, and I would add you have 8 weeks to know if you really love them. You just got married at first sight. Jason and Aysha gonna tell you wrong from right. Are all these couples just disasters waiting to happen? Imagine if one of them could be a perfect match.
Welcome to A Perfect Match, where today we will actually be talking about season 17, episode 17, as opposed to last week where my co-host got the episode number wrong. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed, and with me, the only woman who drops more names than Chloe, Aysha Welch. Aysha, how's it going?
Oh my goodness, I'm doing well. It's actually funny you say that because
Here we go. There's more names.
My friends joke that like my world, like, you know how people say, oh my gosh, the world is so small. And they say my world specifically is very small. I kid you not. I'm at dinner last night for Valentine's Day, right? Me and my friends, we did this really cute friend Valentine's Day. One of our friends, she's married with a child, but she was like, let's all get together. So we're like, sure, we'll crash y'all's Valentine's Day. And her daughter made us all little Valentine cards. Aww. So that was cute. Anyway, I get there, I sit down right next to, like, it was this long booth situation, right at the table right next to me. I like had to say, excuse me to them, where the guy was the owner of the barbecue places across the street from me. And when I tell you, it's not like dinner was like 20 minutes away. And so he only has pop-ups at this barbecue place. Like literally only has pop-ups. And so then I like look over and I was like, hey, I was like, weird story. I was like, I live across the street. He's like, yes, the blue house. I was like, yes.
Aysha, that was such a letdown. Like you built that up so much.
I never claimed it was a famous person.
You pretty much implied it. You're like, you won't believe who was at dinner last night. Like you built up, you're like, I had to say excuse me to this person. Like I bumped into, I was hobnobbing with the
Were
most
you
famous,
expecting Beyonce?
Maybe Von Miller, something. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was not the owner of the barbecue place across the. It was a letdown. I gotta say. It was
okay, who? Okay, Victor Oladipo, NBA player.
I don't even know who that is.
He used to play for the Rockets.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah,
like Dak Prescott or like
I forget you're not a basketball.
No,
Anyway,
I just thought it was gonna be.
I saw him at
spectacular
a Chinese restaurant I enjoy.
I thought it was gonna be something noteworthy, but you
it's a small world situation because it's literally like of all the places in Houston is a great food scene. So of all the places in Houston at that specific time, he was right next to, and I love his barbecue.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, someone out there who's listening thought that was cool.
Write in. Let us know. If you're that one person out there.
No one does.
That was not let down by that incredibly like built up long, like you will not believe.
I don't know who you thought I was gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna have to think of another story at some point. But anywho, yes, you're right. We're here to talk about episode 17, the continuation of the retreat. Mm-hmm. It was okay. Wasn't a bad episode.
It wasn't bad. Things happened.
Yeah.
There was resolution.
We moved the needle.
Fun moments. So yeah,
some unnecessary scenes. Some necessary.
But I mean, it wouldn't be a MAFS episode if we didn't have unnecessary scenes.
Yeah. Petition to cut it to an hour.
I've been tooting that horn for the last two seasons.
Right. He said we already reduced it to an hour and a half.
You can do more. Trust me.
But yeah, make sure y'all, if y'all are here, thank you so much. Make sure you go subscribe to Love at First Sight feed. We can get all of our podcasts about Married at First Sight and Love is Blind, which Jason is filling in this season, which I'm so gracious. And if you haven't started already, I watched the first couple episodes and it's good.
It's definitely a Love is Blind season.
Right. It is Love is Blind.
There's Love is Blind's in its 6th season now, and it's just like, yeah, this is Love is Blind. I can see some of the tropes and some of the characters you've been used to seeing, some that infuriate you, some that that you can see the future perhaps of what this person but yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. I've taken down all 6 episodes, ready to podcast it in the next couple of days, in the next day or two. So
y'all are dropping the next recap. So y'all dropped the premiere with Nothing But Netflix with Rob and Chappelle,
Yep.
and then you're dropping the recap of episodes 2 through 6 this weekend.
Yeah, we'll hit a little bit of 1, and then do all 6 episodes in this one podcast coming out.
6 is wild.
Yeah,
like 6 episodes.
Yes,
drop the whole season at that point.
Yeah, that's a very interesting strategy. I think I've been among the chorus of like more time in the pods.
Mm-hmm.
After this, I'm like, I don't know. I feel
like
less
time in the pods.
Yeah, like maybe a little less. Okay. But yeah, we gotta strike the right balance. But we'll have fun. Me and Mary will knock out of the park. We'll have fun. We will miss you, of course. But we will do this thing. We'll have fun. Hopefully, y'all out there will have fun when you listen to it. Because I know whoever's listening to this is probably gonna listen to that. So yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen.
Yeah.
So yes, make sure you go subscribe to our feed and leave us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know what you're leaving the review for too, now that we have 2 shows going on at once. Sometimes people are like, love it. And we're like, which one?
You're gonna be in my spot, because typically I'm
what's all this Love is Blind feedback?
Yeah, what's going on? Like, hello, I'm here too. But now I'll be on those shows. I'm like, it's all love for me. I don't know. They just be like, what is all this Love is Blind stuff?
You're like, actually, let's read a few Love is Blind reviews.
Yeah, while we're here.
Right. So we do want to shout out a couple of 5-star ratings and 5-star reviews. This first one's from Girlboss1324. Says, such a great podcast. I discovered MAFS when season 11 came on Netflix. It is definitely my new favorite guilty pleasure. I knew Aysha podcasted about the show and eagerly listened to the breakdowns. I'm now on season 14, still trying to catch up. This is the first review I've ever written, even with all the amazing RHAP content. I've been with Rob since he began 10 plus years ago. I even had to stop watching the seasons to catch up on the podcast. Aysha and Jason are absolutely amazing. I love their banter together, and the guest appearances are always so good. Both Aysha and Jason keep me laughing.
See, both.
Wow.
Look at me their props. Yeah, there you go.
I thought it would be funny to write this so that by the time I get to the current season, I will have finally caught up with my future self. Keep up the great work, and thanks for so many hours of fun listening. So shout out to future Girl Boss 1324.
Welcome to the future, Girl Boss.
Right.
How do you like all the flying cars? The world peace, hopefully. Or complete World War III. I hope it's a better one. But welcome to the future, Girl Boss. Good to have you here.
Right. Yeah, she's on season 14, season 17. 3 more seasons to go.
Good math, Aysha. Good math.
Shouldn't take her too long. It's not like it's 20 plus episodes per season or anything.
And let me be clear about something. I am not Rob.
Oh, yeah.
Someone commented on the YouTube page.
I saw that
last episode, thinking I was Rob. I am not Rob. Rob. For those of you that don't know who Rob is, he is the podcast overlord of this network. He is not me. I am Jason. I am not Rob.
Rob, let me explain what a duet is, okay?
Boy, that was quite a hot topic after our podcast episode.
If y'all were in the Facebook group, you would have saw my attempt.
Oh boy.
At the Chloe method. Because my normal method, I would have been done. But I said, you know what? Let me try Chloe's from here on out while I try to straighten up. And then I was like, hold on, Cinnamon. Let me put up the camera. And then
she was confused. Cinnamon was like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Mommy, stop.
Mommy, you're so confused. What are you doing?
Right.
All right. The review I want to do is from a Trash TV Show. It just says thank you. It says thank you for making watching this season worth the pain. You're very welcome, Trash
You're
TV Show.
welcome.
So welcome. I mean, you can just do what a lot of people do, just not watch the show, just listen to us.
Yeah.
I think people do.
Yeah, I had a friend that we finally put her on this season, and she fell off the show, but she's listening to the podcast. So yes, thank y'all so much for those reviews. Also, like I mentioned, the Facebook group, we have a lot of fun in there. Go look it up, A Perfect Match Podcast. This week, the password is
Ebony Yogini.
Yeah, that's who paid a trip to the retreat this week.
Set up by Lauren, apparently.
Yep.
Which is
set
interesting.
up by set up by Lauren. What if she hadn't come?
Right. What would they have done? Who would they have to work the sound bath this season?
Right. Oh my goodness. So we're going to dive in. You know, typically we go couple by couple, but they're all together now at the retreat. So we're going to go chronologically through the episode. We typically do this with the retreat episodes each season, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule next week, I'm sure. So kick us off.
So if you all remember last episode, we left off in quite a state. Emily had flipped her ATV. She was profusely bleeding from the head. Brennan, being a normal, like, not monster guy, ran to her, helped her out. So we get now to the hospital. Emily's in the hospital. Brennan tells us, you know, thankfully, no concussion. She just needs some stitches. Brennan, he calls the gang. He's like, listen, there's an accident. Emily flipped her ATV. A branch went under her helmet. Luckily, nothing
I'm like
major.
feeling it again. Again, was there. What
Again,
am I talking about?
Like it happened to you.
Just
Like, no, you remember the snowmobile accident? That's what I'm thinking of.
I just, you know, things sometimes are described so vividly that you feel that you were there. So just to hear that makes me feel that.
Mm-hmm. And they were talking after party, like, you know, Lauren's like another inch over to the left or right, and she would have been dead. It would have, that branch would have took her out.
Mm-hmm.
So they put Emily on the phone.
Ooh, that's scary.
This is really the first time we're getting a good look at Emily. And let me just say, mad props to Emily for appearing on the show like this. Because this was rough.
Jason, when I tell you, I can't handle things like this. My legs were, like, if I was standing, my legs would have given out. I'm just because even like the blood, it wasn't that bad because it was like, okay, you don't see where it was, right? It's just like, oh, it could be like a movie, you know, like, okay, it's ketchup or something. But to actually see her scar.
And well, I mean, and in this moment, it's not even the worst of it.
Right.
In this moment, she still has all the blood is matted in her hair, and it's tough. And she's, you know, her eyes, like this eye is like almost closed, I think, because
she said she got a black eye.
Yeah, and like blood got in it and stuff. So it's like she's looking crazy. But
this was a big accident.
Yes, for sure. Props to her for agreeing to still be filmed after this, and being the trooper that she is, by still going through with the retreat, going through with everything. So big props, Emily, for that.
Absolutely.
We're back with Michael and Chloe. They have yet to reach the retreat. They're still packing up to go to the retreat. And you want to explain that?
Just be upfront about how you feel about stuff. You can explain what she said.
This is the most passive aggressive I think you could get, because, you know, they're packing up and Chloe's like, I wonder everybody else is gonna think about your skirt, because yes, Michael is wearing his skirt on the way to the retreat. I mean, she almost makes it seem like he's in like a pencil skirt with like nylon stockings on and heels. Like he's got pants on under the skirt, like with
Yes.
regular shoes. And she's like, oh, wonder what everyone else gonna say about your skirt there, buddy. Like, okay, relax.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, yes. She's acting like he's like bare legs.
Mhm.
It's just like she's so concerned about optics
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
it's hindering any just forward progress they can be making at this point. I know it's only 5 days in, but this is a barrier for her. Like she cannot get past this at all.
Yeah, in a confessional, she says, she doesn't want to dwell on his fashion choices and his fashion sense, but it's hard to ignore.
As she is.
But hopefully, the more she gets to know him, the less it'll become a concern for her.
What's the concern? Is like
the concern is what other people are going to think. That's her concern.
Literally, yeah. Because she's like, yeah, because what are people? I can't get past me personally. I can't get past her saying that last time was what are people going to think? Well, they're going to think like, what's going on here?
What's going on with this guy? She talks about how excited she is to spend time with the ladies. Mike goes, hopefully we'll be able to learn something just by how the other couples interact. You want to learn what not to do. That's what you'll learn from watching these other people react. She again makes another joke. She says, well, let's go on ahead. Like, you're going to go ahead and get your runway on and, go like, okay. Chill.
Right. Like she's I'm trying to use the right word. You start to use a word and it's just like, okay, there we go. She's conflating his fashion choices.
Did you just look it up on the dictionary.com or something?
No.
What?
Why would you think that?
What are you talking about?
I've been scarred by
delete history.
Yeah, don't look at my Google search. It spells it wrong. But she's conflating his fashion choices with his behavior, which it's not those, like she hasn't seen any behavior that's making her have these concerns that she's trying to combine his fashion choices with.
I mean, it's a conservative look. It's like a man wearing woman's clothes. Oh, grab her pearls and his pearls at the same time. Clutch both their pearls. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh! Like someone's gonna if someone walks in and sees Michael in a skirt, someone's gonna drop their glass and oh my god, scream around.
What are you wearing, Chloe? You're allowing this?
Yeah. What is happening? So yeah, that's kind of what it is. Just it's an old-fashioned view of things.
Yeah.
But hey, that's Chloe. So we're back in the retreat. Austin is coming to bring Becca breakfast. She's in a bad way. We find out that Becca had a stomach bug, and so you know what that means. No hanky panky went down last night. Said Austin.
How convenient, Austin. I'm sure you're so sad.
Austin, do we need to check your bags for some laxatives or some other thing you may have put in Becca's food to get out of this? Austin, you can tell us the truth now. Did you poison Becca last night? So
real quick on the skirt, on Michael's skirt, I did think it was funny how they were talking about how wrinkled it was on After Party.
Yeah. Damn, you can wear a skirt, but at least iron it.
Yeah, he could have took an iron to that.
I'm not offended by you wearing a skirt. I'm offended by how wrinkly it was.
Right.
That's what offended me.
And so yes, with the with the Becca and Austin of it all, I'm just like, why even bring up? Oh, so so nothing could have happened because
darn,
nothing was going to happen. Why does he not understand? That in itself is giving her that hope. Okay, wait, okay, so if I wasn't sick, this could have happened, which is not true.
Yeah, he just keeps finding a way to move the goalpost and and switch it up. I can see Becca just puking in the toilet and Austin's in the background just yes, let's go.
He's like,
what do you
expect? It's gonna happen now?
Man,
no.
Darn. I was gonna really give it to you good tonight too.
I had all these plans.
Yep. So we get to Emily and Brendan still in the hospital. She thanks him for being there with her, And so they've really learned a lot about each other through this experience. She jokes, yeah, you learned I need to be monitored at all times. They're holding hands, and Brennan he's looking engaged a little bit. He's like,
Yeah.
he's willing to let this happen because he knows she's in a bad way. In a confessional, he talks about how, he gives us the gory details. He's like, yeah, her head was like open, like her head was all the way
Didn't he say it was like how many inches? He was like he was describing that it was like inches between where it was cut.
Mm-hmm. You can see the white meat. Busted open to the white meat. And he's talking like, she's gonna need plastic surgery to kind of make things, come together again. And he says, the fact that they were able to overcome this together shows their bond and that they belong in each other's lives. That's how enthusiastic he was. That was there. And this is one of those, post the whole show where they come in and do the long confessionals. So you're just like, yeah, it really shows our bond and that we belong in each other's lives. Glad you were able to say that with a straight face, Brendan.
It literally was giving supportive friend.
Mm-hmm, yes, for sure.
I mean, I don't understand how. What's he thinking? Okay, if y'all weren't in a marriage, you wouldn't have behaved that way as like a person, and like you were there.
Mm-hmm.
You would just have to, at that point, if you just walked away, if you didn't, y'all are away from your home, you would just be a hateful person.
Yeah, if you just kept going on the ATV, it was like, oh, like someone will figure that out.
But because you stopped and you were concerned, you were as concerned or as if she were riding with Lauren or if she were riding with Claire, they would have done the same thing.
Or if he was riding with Lauren or Claire.
Yeah, or if he was riding with Austin.
Right, he would have gone off, ran over to them, maybe
ran over
hand.
to them.
Not Austin. He wouldn't have held Austin's hand because that's, that's
he might have. He told Austin he was cute.
Yeah. Well, that was a joke. He wouldn't, you can't really hold someone's hand. Can't really hold another man's hand because that would be a little too far.
According to how we think Brennan would approach it.
I mean, I feel like I got some more insight into how Brennan would approach things later in this episode. We'll talk about that.
Oh, yes. At poker.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, it could have been anyone on that other ATV and he would have ran and helped them.
That doesn't mean you're a supportive husband, Brennan.
I think now he's like, Jack, he's like, score, jackpot. He's like, yes, I am I'm there for, let me see, y'all see, I'm a good husband now. Like y'all said I was so bad, but no, I ran over to Emily. I did the
same thing Lauren would have done.
Yep. I held her hand. That's how good of a husband I am. I feel like he's really using it. He's really milking this at this point.
If they had been like, oh, Emily needed all this assistance. She wasn't able to, like, he had to like help her eat. He had to help change her clothes. Then we get it. Then when they return back to the house, we get a shot of them going to bed. Nothing. Well,
in the preview, they show him like cleaning up in their apartment. And he's like, see what I'm willing to do? I'm willing to do the woman's work. That's how good of a husband I am. I just feel like that's his vibe. I feel like that's what he would be giving.
It was not lost on me that they just showed them walking away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We know they slept in separate bedrooms last night. So what did he do? Tucked her in and went back over to his room?
Well, see you later. Yeah. Like, do you need me to stay with you? Do you want me to sleep on the floor? Do you want me to sleep next to you?
He's like, I'll sit here until you go to sleep, and then I'll head out.
Like, all right, have a good night.
Right,
it's out of there. So Michael and Chloe now have arrived to the retreat. They're updating the rest of the gang about how great the honeymoon was. Austin tells them about Becca not feeling well, and Lauren updates them about Emily's accident. Like, y'all got a lot going on around here.
You're like, here are the updates.
Yeah. Everyone's broken up. Yeah, everyone has broken up now. Okay, we're all singles, right. except Becca and Austin.
But they're on the verge.
Becca's sick. She probably ate something around here, so be careful what you eat around here. Emily almost got her skull busted open, so that happened. So a lot's going on.
Because Becca got sick, we got a personal chef to come.
A personal chef. No one here can cook. That's what that tells you. Because usually we have someone on the cast that can cook. It was
Mhm.
Clint last year, Steve the year before. Someone can cook, but no one's cooking here. They need to
Yeah,
get a
I'm trying to
personal
think.
chef.
Has there been anybody who's been like a cook that we've noticed? They've been too busy in their own drama.
They're like, DoorDash doesn't deliver out here. Y'all gotta figure
Right.
something out, because that's how we live.
Right.
It just reminds me of when they all came back from the honeymoon. They all had takeout. Like
Yeah.
that was their thing. They're like, no one here cooks. Like,
Like,
y'all got to bring somebody in, because we don't know how to
don't
do
ask
nothing.
us to get groceries.
We're a bunch of Elijah Wands over here. We don't cook.
Right.
These women don't cook either. Maybe Emily was the cook. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe Emily was the chef.
Maybe.
Like, well, she can't do it now.
Yes.
She's gonna get blood
They're
in
like,
our
we
food.
don't put that. Like, we don't want to put that on her.
We don't want her to drip blood in our food or nothing. Like
Oh
that.
my gosh.
So everybody that's left sits down for dinner. They tell us, this was supposed to be literally, it's almost like a horror movie. Like, these people just are getting chopped down one by one, as if the season itself has been a horror movie of like, who's gonna go next.
Can you imagine Monterey? It's like, what is happening?
Is this season cursed? Like, what's happening? Is our apartment complex on a like Indian burial ground or something? What's going on around here?
They're like, we thought we were doing a good thing having this retreat, and they're dropping like flies. It's not even for work. People just aren't here.
It's almost dying.
Oh.
So they all sit down for dinner. They say, this was supposed to be like a party type of thing. We were going to have a theme of dress as your partner, but I mean,
Claire, the most single one there. This was supposed to be a party.
Yeah. And Chloe, who will never miss an opportunity to poke at Michael for his fashion choice, she's like, you have no idea how close you are. No idea. You have no idea. Okay. This man wants to wear my jewelry and my clothes. Okay. No idea. Yeah. So Chloe talks about how crazy it's been for them. They're glad to be at the retreat, and there's just no preparing for this. There's no preparing for this wild ride. Michael says, their values and perspectives are aligned, and wonders how challenging it would be if it weren't. I think you can see you have proof in front of you how different it would be.
Yes.
Chloe says she has been super intentional to be a great communicator, because in the past it's been something for her. So she's been super intentional about how she communicates with Michael in this situation.
She's so proud of this communication, because this is the first of many times we hear throughout this episode about how proud she is of her communication with her Michael.
I make sure to tell him how weird it is that he wants to wear my stuff, that he wants to wear women's clothes and jewelry. Lauren tells him, it's going to be great as long as you guys give each other the room to bond. Mike says, so how's everything going with the rest of y'all? Update us. What's going on? Onion, yes, Onion's still here, tells them about his and Lauren's relationship. Says, they dealt with a lot of intense things. There's been tension, and coming into the retreat, he was actually hoping to find some peace of mind with Lauren, trying to find some common ground with her. Lauren does not answer. Lauren does not acknowledge this man.
As
Lauren
she shouldn't.
is sipping her drink. In a confessional, Lauren says, Onion's great at addressing the group. He has a lot to say in front of everybody else, but off camera, there's no interaction between he and I. He doesn't bother to come talk to me. She says, even last night when there were no cameras around, he didn't talk to her at all. And so Lauren, as Onion is addressing the group, she doesn't say anything. And this man, this stinky man says, well, are you going to respond when I talk? Excuse me? No, I will not.
Are you going to say anything in response to what I had to say?
He's like, are you going to respond when I talk? Like, what? Okay, tone and attitude. We don't need that. She says she's just going to sip her wine. I said, he's lucky he didn't get it thrown at him. Okay.
Yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
Just the what do you always say? The unmitigated
gall of this man.
To every opportunity they're in this group setting to say, this is my chance to speak up on me and Lauren's 10-day marriage. So it's just like, good goodness. Can you hush? Can you hush? You're barely here. They just had to fill the house. They couldn't have Von Miller's mansion with 2 couples. So they had to invite everybody else. That was it. That was it. And you are taking this opportunity to speak up on behalf of you and Lauren's 10-day marriage and try to use this as like, hey, just so you know, I really want to bridge this gap. I'm sorry, where were you before this moment? Why are you all of a sudden?
I just want everybody at this retreat, and it just like looks at the camera, and America
Right.
to know that I'm a good guy, okay? And I want to fix things as much as we can without being a romantic couple. So I just want to put the time in to tell y'all that I want things to be good between me and Lauren, because I don't want everybody to hate me. I feel like he talked to somebody, maybe who was his sister, maybe it was what was it, Dominic, his little friend, and they told him
bestie
like,
for the restie.
And they told him like, this isn't a good look for you. Like you have to fix this.
There's like there's no way they're gonna edit this good for you.
Yeah, you gotta get in there and try and do some damage control, and that's what he's trying to do.
It's so annoying because it's almost, so for those of y'all that are watching the current season of Love is Blind or that have watched any amount of episodes, it's as if Lauren was like, Orion, why are you saying this right now? And he's like, America's watching.
They love the underdog. I'm the underdog.
America is on my side. They are rooting for me.
You are as delusional as that man is on Love is Blind. Yeah. Just as delusional. That Matthew is the onion from Love is Blind. 100%.
So,
man.
Nice little crossover.
Yeah, nice crossover. So we check back in with Brennan and Emily. They're wrapping things up in the hospital. Emily has gotten her stitches, and my gosh, it's wild because they, number one, had to shave part of her hair. Obviously,
Emily's hair has gone through the most anyone's hair has ever gone through on this show.
With a capital IT, gone through it. Okay. Yes. They're like, damn, now you gotta shave me just so you can put this, like, boy, again, Emily, just kudos for, because I think a lot of other people would have been like, nope, I'm not filming anymore. No one's gonna see me like this. I am going home. Like Cam was like, nope, no, you're not gonna film me anymore. I've got a little heart thing, but no one's gonna film me. I'm just gonna go and hibernate. Emily's like, nah, we're good. You think this is crazy?
Gucci.
You're like, keep those cameras on. I'm here for it. So they're wrapping stuff up. He's like, so what do you want to do? You want to go back? You want to go back to your house? So to your house. Interesting.
He said, this is a wrap.
Yeah. You go back to your house and just call this off? Like, this is enough for you to say, don't marry at first sight? Hopefully.
Are you done with this? What?
Damn. Okay. And she's like, you want to go home? You want to go to the retreat? What do you want to do? She says, I want to go to the retreat because I want to get a bunch of hugs. It's like, oh, Emily.
Then Brennan starts pouting. No,
like, from who? Brennan's like, from who? Not me, right? From the other people. In a confessional, he says, it's been bumpy in their marriage. Okay, that's a word for it.
That's an understatement.
Yeah. But he does care about her and hopes, this is right before the stitches. Hopes the stitches go well. And he's going to be there in sickness and in health as he's blinking for help, maybe. I don't know. Back in the retreat, they play a confessionals game. So everybody writes a little confession.
This is the scene that I felt like could have been left on the cutting room floor because
100%.
It was this random assortment of Michael, Chloe. Okay, they're a couple. But then Austin and Claire.
Just here, anywhere. No Lauren, no Onion. Just these four people.
And you know what I thought? When Lauren and Orion were not there, I was like, dang, they about to have to do that scene of them having a conversation because there was no other reason for them not to be there.
Yep.
Because they're at this house.
So everyone puts a confession in the fishbowl, and each other person has to take one out and read it and figure out who came up with this game. This is a terrible game, by the way. So terrible, so dumb.
Confessions. Let's do ours.
The first confession is from 19 and 21. This person had an afro. They would blow dry upside down. Austin says, Michael, it's got to be you. And yep, it is Michael. Hilarious.
That's so fun.
Mike pulls one out of the fishbowl and says, I used to have a bowl cut. I thought it'd be a good idea to get a perm. Mike guesses Chloe, but no, it wasn't Chloe. Guess who it was? It was Claire. She says, yeah, my mom made me have the bowl cut, blah, blah, blah. Chloe pulls a confession. The confession is, I open mouth kissed a donkey. Austin proudly admits that it was him.
The way that specifically should have gone to his grave.
Yes. Never should anyone have been told that. You should have killed everyone that witnessed it, in fact.
He's like, we all do dumb things as children.
It's like, no, we don't do that.
Who is we?
That's what we don't do. That's something we don't do. Okay? I don't care who you are. We don't do that.
Because when people have fun facts, like that can't be his. Is that his?
Oh my gosh. Is that what he opens with in parties?
So it's at work. Okay, 2 truths and a lie. I open mouth kissed a donkey. Okay, that has to be a lie. Nope.
The way he said it proudly was like, that's what everybody does that, right? No, just you, buddy. Just you. So Chloe draws one. She said, oh, guys, guess what? I drew my own.
There's only 4 of you playing. There's only 4 people playing. What are the odds? You have to draw your own card at some point.
I don't guys. I don't know what to do here. Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is. It just seems so fake and forced to me. Oh golly gee willikers, guys. I drew my own. I guess I'll say it. I'll do it.
I know what it is. She has shown us time and time again that she is the person that smiles while trying to deliver bad news. I don't think I can do this. Yeah. That's just ingenuine.
I'm gonna have to let you go.
Michael, I'm not interested.
Not into it. Okay. I'm gonna go stay at my house for a couple of days. All right. Okay.
I'm actually pissed off. Okay.
Yeah. I'm furious right now.
Right. Like, oh, I don't know what it is.
So she tells her confession. She tells her story. She says, well, I was at a party hosted by NSYNC. They ask her, why were you at a party hosted by NSYNC? She's like, oh, I was 21, full of hope. What is that? What does that
even mean? You know that you're not giving enough information. You know that people are going to have more questions. It just that feels like so. You're just seeking attention. I don't know. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
So silly. And so then she also says in this story, she says, and oh my gosh, I spilled Jaeger all over Benji from Good Charlotte. Like, oh, look at all these names you're dropping.
Austin's like, wait, but hey, you explained you were at an NSYNC party, and now Good Charlotte's there, and then you're close enough to Benji.
Austin, who loves celebrities, who just can't get enough. He's like, tell me everything. How did you end up at an NSYNC party and Benji from Good Charlotte was there? Oh my gosh. He's so
Start
excited.
From the beginning.
Start from the top. In a confessional, Michael says, boy, I don't know who this woman is, but boy, man, I'm into it. That got you into it. Okay. She's so wild and crazy. She ends up in NSYNC parties.
So quirky.
She tried to give some more detail in this, but just basically just says an after party is what I mean. She's like,
Rudy was like, wait, tell us more.
She's like, well, I was in Florida, and that's like boy band central. So you end up at these parties with boy banders.
I never knew this.
Like, you do? Like, that's I didn't know. I did not know that. Apparently, this was Chris Kirkpatrick's house, the most forgettable member of NSYNC.
I did look up. I was like, was Chris Kirkpatrick on the same season of Celebrity Big Brother as Keisha Knight Pulliam.
Oh, interesting. And was he?
And I don't think they were. He was on
Yeah.
season 3. I think
Wasn't
she's
she on
on
the first
season
season?
1.
Yeah. Yeah.
My breast
That would
milk
have been interesting.
is depleting.
I have to leave. If y'all don't, if those of you out there don't watch Big Brother, didn't watch Celebrity Big Brother, Rudy was on there and had to pull out of the show because she had just given birth some short time before that, and she was worried that her breast milk would dry up. So she had to leave to save her child. Is basically how she
begged
phrased
them
it.
to leave while she was on the block.
Yeah, because she didn't want to quit, because if she quit, they would have taken away her stipend. So she begged them to vote her out. If you have just look up clips of it. It's interesting.
Yes.
Before we ever knew of Rudy as after party host.
Yeah, way before we knew of Rudy.
Well, as an after party host, okay? Yeah. That was when Rudy came back into all our lives, from years of obscurity. Little did we know she'd be such an important part of our lives a couple years later.
Right.
So after we get through this whole Secret Confessionals game, we get the sit down everyone's been waiting for.
Dun dun dun.
Lauren and Onion. Onion comes like, "Hey, can I come talk to you for a minute? Can I
the way he approached her, like they were in a crowded room, it's a party, she's sitting there talking to her friend.
as if this wasn't set up. As if the production didn't say, "Okay, Lauren, you're gonna sit here, Orion's gonna come over and come talk to you." As if, like, come on, y'all. We weren't born yesterday. We know this was set up. Like
he said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?"
Hey. Just tapped on the shoulder. "Hey, can I just get your ear for a minute? Can I just have a sec? Can I sit next to you?
You look busy.
Can I just have a confab? Is this seat taken?" Gosh. In a confessional, Onion says, "What happened with," and this was the most like ridiculous thing. He says, what happened to Emily really made me think about relationships and how I really want a better one with Lauren. Shut up. Shut up, Onion. He tells her,
tomato.
He tells her he really wants to build a bridge because he misses their connection. You miss your connection. Okay. And he knows what he said at dinner caught her off guard, but he wants to be able to team up with her at a dinner like that and talk about how they got through the divorce together. Lauren says, that's interesting. You want to be partners now, but you didn't want to be partners in our divorce. You didn't want to be partners in our marriage. And the decision to divorce. You could have texted, you could have called at any time before this, and it doesn't feel real when you do that type of stuff in front of the couples.
Drag him.
I said, okay, she's on fire. The NBA man, like, go get him, Lauren, get him. And he, I says, well, I apologize for not making you feel seen or heard in our marriage.
First of all, why do you even have that partnership mindset in the first place of y'all needing to team up in these conversations? You're not partners. That's why y'all don't need to be around these married couples. He
wants her to back him up. He wants her to be like, yeah, we're besties now, because he does not want to be seen as the bad guy. That is his goal in this whole thing. I want us to be like, I want us to cut up together at the dinners and be like, wasn't it crazy, our little marriage? And we're just all best buddies now. No, she is still going to give you the stink eye as you are talking about, how all your nonsense about building bridges and connections. She's still going to give you the stink eye, and I love her for it. Yes. Lauren is our hero this season. He says, I've been scared to say the wrong thing, and that's why I've been so silent. And he says he'll definitely communicate more in the future. And he has. Is that something that you want, more communication from me? She says she isn't sure what she wants from him right now. Her heart, she's in a battle between her heart and her head. Her heart still cares and wants clarity, but she's still in a state of confusion about how everything went down. He says he knows it's on him, but he wants to pull her in and have those conversations. She says she'll really need to sit with that for a while, and we need to do what's best for her right now. And she doesn't know. She doesn't know about him right now. She's unsure. Go Lauren, get him.
The way it just feels like he wants her to want him more in her life, when it's like you lost that privilege of her desiring you because you cut things off.
I mean, but here's the thing though. I don't believe any of this coming from him. I think this whole thing is about saving face. I think no matter what happens at this retreat, she could be like, yeah, let's be buddies. But once they get off camera, there's still gonna be no conversation. There's still gonna be no talking.
He's like, we're buddies. Remember the last scene we shot together? We said we're buddies.
Yeah, we're good, right?
Like no effort to be buddies.
We're good. So next time you come on camera together, you'll act right. And won't be mean to me like at the reunion or whatever other thing we have to do before this ends. Like you'll be nicer to me, right?
And I'm like, you're onto something with not believing anything he's saying. I got caught up in almost believing it because I'm like, I just can't justify like why you're saying these words. But he even said going into this weekend, his goal coming out of it was to have a better relationship with Lauren. But yet you're telling us before you just tapped her on the shoulder that Emily's accident is the reason that now you need a better relationship. You keep moving. You're like Austin. That's your bestie. You keep moving the goalpost. Like,
make it make sense. Make it make sense. But he had all the opportunity to be friends, be buddies up until now. You could have called her, you could have texted her, you could have done anything, but you didn't do anything. You didn't try. Like it would be one thing if he was trying and she wasn't responding.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, now we're at the retreat. Like now I got her cornered. Now she has no choice but to interact with me. Right. Yeah. But he hasn't been trying the whole however long it's been since they've seen each other since the wedding or whatever. The whole less than a week, I guess. Let's remember, Michael and Chloe's wedding was like 3 days ago. So they just saw each other 3 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, like Lauren said on After Party, he didn't even try it the night of the wedding when they went out and partied together. He didn't try.
Yep. So yeah, we're back. Back with with everybody at the retreat. Emily comes back home, and she's looking worse for wear. Let's be honest. She gets hugs from everyone. Everyone's so happy to see her.
This was the moment because I thought the beginning. I was like, "Whoo, that was okay." All right.
They're gonna clean her up, right? Make her look good. Oh, buddy. Before she came in, she could be like, she didn't call before she got there. Like, hey, could you have Austin come out before I get in there? Give me one of his hats.
One of his 50 hats.
Yeah, I know he probably packed a whole bag of hats. Can I just get one of those hats? But no, she is wearing it proudly. She
probably couldn't have anything on top of it. These are fresh stitches,
right? Yeah,
but it also. Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe I'm weak when it comes to like wounds and stuff. But when I tell you my legs were so weak, like they're literally tingling thinking about them right now.
Nah, dude, it was rough. It was a rough look.
Yes.
But she gets hugs from everybody. She's like, good. Everyone's happy to see her. She says, I've never seen that much blood from myself. It's like, okay. She says she explains how her perspective would happen. She says, I just thought I had a bloody nose at first, but then it was a lot more blood. Brennan makes sure to tell everybody how heroic he was. I got off the ATV and I ran to her.
I said, everyone wait.
Everyone get back. I got this.
He said
then he took
what do you call it? Like a chainsaw and cut down all the trees in the path.
I whipped off her helmet and I tore off my shirt and made it into a tourniquet to make sure she didn't lose any more blood. Besides what really happened, where he like lightly trotted over to where everybody was.
Oh no! She said he was the only one with a sense of urgency. I'm like, I feel like I saw a couple other people. He was the one you noticed.
Yeah,
maybe.
The rest of the crew were like, excuse me, we were all concerned. You act like we didn't do nothing. You act like we just sat there and watched you bleed out. Excuse me.
Like,
Montrey's really? Like, hey.
Someone off camera goes, really, Emily?
Yeah, really?
I almost twisted my ankle running over to you, and you're gonna say he's the only one? He's the only one?
Okay. Said, excuse me? Miss Emily.
Okay, we'll see who you need to come talk to next time y'all have a little argument.
Montre said,
I'm not
Emily.
asking. Yeah,
Emily.
I'm not asking you no questions.
Nope. You get a bad edit from here on out.
Right.
I was editing you good too.
Like,
Now you're gonna get a
now
bad
you want to
edit.
talk to us? Now you want to
Yeah.
tell us about Brennan? Thought he was the only one with a sense of urgency.
So yeah, she said she's thankful she had a helmet on because it would have been so much worse if she didn't have
She
a helmet
says she
on.
would have died if she didn't.
Yeah, it's a PSA for helmets, everyone. Make
I
sure you
can't
wear your helmets out
even-
there.
I cannot, like, on a serious note, I cannot even imagine if that would have happened. Like, what would have happened? Like, how would they?
You already thought this was a lost season because they had to edit out Mr. Girl X, but we would have never seen this season. This season
Yeah,
would have
never
made
would have
light
seen
of
the
day.
light of day. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Whew.
Let's not forget someone who lost their lives, okay? But we would have got a season of our television show.
Right. Whew. I'm so thankful Emily's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're laughing and stuff, but
we know she's okay because we've seen her after party.
Yeah, she's been on after party.
Yeah.
Maybe she just went through a lot this season. That's why she got this chip on her shoulder.
That's why she's popping off.
Why are you mad at everybody at after party, Emily? They did not do anything. Oh, and then her hand was that's the cause of her current brace.
It was Chekhov's complaining about her hands. She was like, my wrist feels funny. It's like, okay, that's where we see the pink cats come in later.
Speaking of after party, why is Austin still free? This is his third after party in a row.
Well, I mean, it wasn't Austin and Lauren last time was it Michael last time?
No, it was Austin and Becca wasn't last week. I mean, Emily.
No, I feel like it was Austin and Lauren again with Michael.
Oh yes, and then before that, it was Austin and Emily twice.
Yeah, what's up? Like, I mean, we only have 3 real couples, and we're getting Lauren here, because she's in the episode. Like this is one of our few opportunities to have Lauren on the after party because she's actually in the episode being featured. Yes. So we gotta get her on, I guess. Boy, and he again. We said it last week, but he just giving us nothing at all.
He was glad Emily wasn't there.
Mm-hmm, for real. He had a nice panel to talk to him. Lauren don't talk to him crazy. Okay,
Lauren is the best friend. Yes, y'all already know. We think Lauren is the star of the season.
Lauren, call us.
Y'all already know. But she handles her support of Becca with such grace. And it's just like she takes up for her friend. She's sure.
She's like Emily. Emily be like, well, I heard. Lauren be like, well, Becca did tell me.
Perspective, yes.
Some things. Emily's like, well, listen here, big little boy. This is what Becca told me about you and your stuff. Okay, you ready to want to fight? I got cast on. It's gonna hurt you. So yes, the way Lauren handles herself in every situation we've seen so far, 10 out of 10, great. So yeah, we get back to everything. In confessional, Brennan says, hearing and looking at how Emily's handling herself, you never know anything that ever happened to her. He says it shows her character, and he knows he needs to step up and be there for her. Okay, and they go off arm in arm off to the whatever bedroom where he goes to tuck her in, I guess.
Did you say the part where she says she looks like Frankenstein now?
And when they leave, when Brennan and Emily leave, the rest of the gang is like, basically, oh my God, did you see those stitches? Like,
yeah, so it was clear that they had been talking about it before because the way that it made it sound was like they talked before. They heard she got 15 stitches. Austin confidently was like, that's 15 stitches. That's like this small.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then as soon
Michael's
as she
like,
walked in, Michael said,
this big.
That was way bigger.
Yeah. You said it was going to be little. Austin, the medical expert
He's
here.
Like, yeah, that was bigger than I expected.
Y'all see those stitches? They were crazy. Like, talk about it back. How
right.
Rude. So we get a little bit more of Becca. She's still sick in bed. She says she was thrown up last night, and she says she forced Austin to sleep in a different bed, and she hopes that she can get better so she can join the rest of the crew soon.
And she, this is what I imagine, because we didn't get the scene. You know, we didn't get production sleeping outside of the room for when Austin had to go. She's like, oh, Austin, can you please, I need some space. Can you please go to the other room? He's like, oh man, really?
All you see is like the dust kicking up from when he ran off. He's like, yes, I'm out.
He's like, oh, you sure?
Oh
Yeah,
no.
please, I need this. Oh, dang.
Man.
Tonight was gonna be the night.
I had to sleep in Von Miller's bed again. Oh no.
Dag nabbit. I really wanted to sleep in here tonight. Had all these moves in my mind.
I guess you're making me leave, huh? Guess this is your fault tonight, not mine.
Last night and then tonight.
Just remember that. This night's your fault, not mine.
He's like, anybody getting this?
Where are those cameras when you need them?
Right. He pulls out his phone. What'd you say?
What was that? What's that, Becca? Look at I know you're throwing up, but look at the camera and tell them you don't want me to stay with you tonight.
Unfortunately, I'm having to go to another room, and he sends it to production. Like, Austin, what is this? He's like, no, but that shows that it wasn't my fault. Oh my goodness. So the next day we get it's MAFS time, or it's girl and guy time. We always have to have this every season.
You can't go mingle the sexes. It can't happen.
Some seasons they had, though, like, remember they like put a random assortment of people together. I think that's why they do just girls and guys, because it's always like, oh, I
think those are like couples though. Like I can remember.
Because they split up the couples.
Oh, yeah. Because we had the Eris and Kirsten and Shaq.
Right.
And but that was even just based off of a double date. Like,
yeah. So we have Chloe, Lauren, and Claire. They're doing some masks in the living room. Emily joins them, but this time Emily specifically sits so we only see the left side of her face. That entire time, we never saw the right side of her face.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I can see
that. She is healing.
Because honestly, when she sat down, I was like, "Oh, she looks great," but I didn't even think about the fact
never once
we're getting her best side.
They did not show that, and it does look like on the previews she finally is able to get her hair to cover like. She has a middle part, so she's able to get enough hair to cover that side of her face. She says she slept like a baby, and
she probably had a lot of good drugs. Okay,
right?
She had a lot of stuff to get her to sleep.
Lauren jokes that it was like ombre with the blood. So Chloe, she's starting to talk about like her and Michael. She said Michael is a really good man with a good heart. Then she talks about his skirt and like it's been a challenge. You know, with him being so fashion forward. And so it's hard for her to have that sexual attraction with him because he's so fashion forward. And Lauren's like, yeah, you know, in my relationships, I'm always very forward about like stuff that's triggering for me, like speaking up about it. And so I had to kind of rewatch this part because I thought Lauren was saying that was triggering for her, but then I heard the beginning like, oh no, like in my relationships. And so
Chloe's like, yes, triggering. Yes, that's what it is.
Right. But in what way?
Like, what is it triggering for you?
Right. For you specifically in this situation. Emily talked about Brennan and how amazing he was yesterday. She starts crying, thinking about it. She says she wouldn't have wanted anyone else to be there.
Emily, come on. You did you just forget all the stuff? Maybe listen. Maybe she did. Okay, maybe she has memory loss, and she thinks she's back in the honeymoon. Like, the weather really changed from where were they, Puerto Rico, like to now. Well, we're back in Puerto Rico still, right? Did you just forgotten everything that's happened in the last month? No,
weren't they in Mexico?
Wherever, I don't know. You just forgot everything that happened in the last month, how crappy he has been to you. It's like, I just wouldn't want anyone else there. You wouldn't want Claire there. Right. You wouldn't want Claire, Lauren, anyone, even Austin probably. Anyone else that treats you better than Brennan has? Come on. No.
Too far.
I'll take Brennan over Onion.
And so we had that going in the living room. Then downstairs in the basement, we have all the guys together. So we have Michael, Brennan, Orion, and Austin. So we're only missing Cameron, who's not there.
I got a hot thing.
I'm very surprised we didn't get like a little fake call to him this episode.
Yeah, maybe there wasn't any good cell reception.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's finally just blocked her number and he can't get through.
She's like, yeah, I tried calling him and it said do. So I don't know what happened.
Emily, can I try calling from your phone? Because mine won't go through for some reason.
Yeah, at this point he needs to change his number. And so Brennan says like he's just glad that Emily's okay. Then he's just reflecting on the accident and how like Emily has been a trooper to even continue to be there at the retreat. Then Michael starts talking about like him and Chloe. He's like, yeah, like, I told her I'd wear her earrings. And Brennan goes, like, were you like trying to be funny or were you being serious? And Michael was like,
but like for real though, right? But like you were just joking, bro, because you wouldn't do that, right, bro? You wouldn't wear women's clothes and jewelry, right, bro? Because I mean, I feel like we're hanging. I don't know if I'd be comfortable. Like, bro, you good, bro? You sure, bro?
It went 2 seconds too long to the point where I'm like, oh, Brennan is concerned.
Bro, you're joking. Because I feel like if you're not joking, I feel like I need to move a couple seats over, okay? Because I don't want any funny business happening over here. Because I don't know what's going on with you, bro. Okay,
he's like,
you better be joking, bro. Because I don't want any gay stuff around here, bro. That really just felt like the vibe.
It really did.
He was moment,
seconds from saying that.
Yeah, in this moment, I'm like, Brennan and Chloe.
I'm saying, shoot, Michael and Lauren.
Yeah, they apparently have some of the same views of men wearing women's jewelry and clothing. So hey, listen, people have matched up for less. Okay.
Look, last season we had Gina and I can never remember Mac go on a date. Yeah. That's what needs to happen. That's what I would be interested in. If you devote 3 episodes at the end of the season of Chloe and Brennan pursuing each other and Michael and Lauren, I would love it.
We said it every season. This is the second season in a row that we have said that. Like
they just keep fumbling. They're like right people, but let's switch them.
You just messed up a hair there on the original matches. You're on the right track, but the last second you pulled the switcher and it didn't work.
Right. Yeah. So Michael, like to his question of like, okay, are you trying to be funny?
I'm sorry, I don't want to get to you that. I just imagine there's like they've got some like box or something where they have all the matches together. They got the matches all right, and like Pastor Cal's like on the way to submit the last matches. He like trips, and the box falls over, and all the people get switched around. He's like, "This was right? This is what it was. Yeah, this is good." And then he submits that to his last matches.
Exactly.
This is in my mind. I'm like, "Whoops!"
Right.
We switched all the matches up.
Right. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. It looks to us, it's like clear as day. But I don't know. Maybe there's way more to their formula that we just don't know.
Listen, maybe if we got those people together, it would still be chaos, and people would be like, Jason and Aysha, you said this is going to work out. Right. Who you call yourself experts?
Right. Hey. I have nothing to say.
We just went off of what they told us, okay, in their interviews. We can't control what they do afterwards, okay? Right. We would just be saying the same excuses as the experts.
Right. They only get out of it what they put in it, y'all.
Well, what happened? What they were doing before wasn't working now, was
it? So had to try something.
Someone said that Love is Blind. I was like, y'all been listening to Dr. Pepper. Y'all read Dr. Pepper's book.
They're like, this season we actually have experts on Love is Blind. Dr. Pepper Schwartz. We're like, that's where she's been.
That's why she's on the show. That makes so much sense.
I got it. So yes, to Michael's question about, are you trying to be funny? Are you being serious? Michael's like, it's a bit of both.
She's like, I'm not gonna go over there and bully her for her jewelry, but if
Right.
she wants to give them to me, I'll take them.
He's like, remember? You told me 2 days ago.
Listen, I give Michael a lot of crap, but this episode in particular, I think, really kind of warmed me up to Michael. Because see,
Finally.
in this moment,
Welcome.
he's like, he's having fun with the guys. He's like, he's being funny. He's like, well, you know, I'm not gonna hound her about it, but if she wants to give it to me, I'll take them, or whatever it is he said. I'm like, Michael, you're kind of a good stand-up guy. Like, I'm into it. Does he say 15 words more than he needs to almost every time he speaks? Yes, he does. But
for you as a guy, he's appealing to his audience.
Okay, sure. But compared to what else we got this season, Michael is our star. Michael and Lauren are our stars. Okay. Match
Put them
up.
together.
Do it.
I was trying to, like, when they were on after party together, I was like, are
Is
they
there
like
spark?
looking at each other different?
Maybe that's why Lauren won't look Chloe's way at all during after parties.
I tried to see if I do feel like Lauren is good at, like, she's not gonna be like Emily.
Mhm.
I feel like she's good at, like, not just being like, but yeah, it doesn't seem like they are friends.
Yeah.
I don't get that vibe.
I mean, listen, just the fact that Chloe refuses to wear pink apparently should tip you off.
Oh, what did she wear?
She had like some beige dress on or something. That wasn't pink. Lauren was decked out in her pink. Chloe was like, nope, not doing it. I refuse to wear pink apparently.
Right. I really want to know the meaning behind it. Think they'll tell us on the reunion?
They better talk about the reunion. You got nothing else to talk about.
Right.
They know at the point of the reunion is like probably halfway to when the
where all the ladies come out. You know they'll be wearing pink. Oh, they were.
Yeah.
I think we saw pictures from the reunion.
Yeah, so they know that we've been asking the question, why are the ladies wearing pink? They need to tell us. I've been waiting for the after party where Rudy be like, you know, y'all have been wearing pink every time y'all come here. I mean, except Chloe.
What if she hasn't noticed?
Oh gosh, what's going on with that? I'm just surprised the questions never come up.
Right, and they're like, "Thank you for finally asking." So Michael feels like him and Chloe have like a lot of playful banter, which he really likes. Orion asks Brennan, just like out of nowhere, he's just like, you know, you and Emily had decided that y'all are gonna like focus on your friendship. So like, you know, what's going on with that? And Brennan's like, well, everything changed since that accident, and I think we're just gonna try to give it the best shot we can.
That's right, Brennan. Keep riding the fence. I don't know how this would really actually
saying whatever
change anything. He's just saying what he thinks he should say at this point.
Yep. So we finally see Becca in good spirits. She's eating toast in the bathroom, correct?
Yes. Okay. It almost looked like she was like placed the toast on like the toilet.
On the toilet.
Like,
that's what I thought too.
Maybe this is how you got sick in the first place. Like putting food in dirty places.
Yeah, I won't even. I don't know. Yeah, I won't even. I had like my downstairs bathroom is like the half bath is like near the kitchen.
My third downstairs bathroom.
It's near the kitchen, and I won't even.
The only one that doesn't have a clawfoot tub.
I won't even eat if that door is open. I keep that door closed because it's just the thought of just like even a closed toilet seat, and then the germs.
Honestly, I only use it as a servant's bathroom, so I don't really know.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I thought of you when I treated my mom to a couples massage, and I was like, I shouldn't tell Jason, but we did that last Saturday for her birthday, and it was great. It was just
you and Mama Welch fun. Bonding.
Yeah, it was her first massage ever.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she loved it. She's like,
probably
get used to that.
Probably your 500,000th, I would imagine.
Not that many. Oh, It does. It's just a
you
nice
still
little
get,
tune-up.
you still get weekly massages? Is that something?
I don't do weekly, but no. Right now, I'm kind of like
I'm more bi-weekly
couple
right now.
maybe like once a month.
Holding back, really. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't even know where I was. Oh, they Lauren, she brought ebony yogini to the house. So they do yoga outside. Austin decides to bring a sandwich out. They caught him in the middle of lunch.
These two, Becca and Austin, just eating anywhere, putting it wherever. They're just two peas in a pod.
Austin's
Those
not.
two. Well, wow. Okay. Wow. I did not think it would be you making that joke, but okay. Here we go. Wow. All right.
Anywho,
I saw when it came out, I saw the sound, the little bowls for the sound bath. I was like,
yeah,
it just couldn't be a retreat without a sound bath.
right.
They didn't really focus on it. I thought that's what we were doing when we came outside.
They didn't. And you know what I literally thought? They walked out. I see the yoga. I say, I could put my laptop down. I'm not supposed to have to take any notes during this. But they surprisingly talked a lot during it. So Emily and Becca are not participating. As we know, Becca is getting over the stomach bug. Emily had her accident. So they're chilling on the side. They're doing some different yoga poses. Warrior 1, Warrior 2. Brennan says, Austin.
You know them.
I actually, yoga is like
the black
thing.
the black yogini. That's what they call me in my local studio. So you know,
yoga is like not my thing. But I did go to this place to work out for like 3 years. That was spin. It was first 20 minutes was spin, so on a bike. Second 20 minutes was on the strength floor, and then the last 20 minutes was yoga. I really like the spin and the strength, and so I had to sacrifice and do the yoga because it's part of it.
Guess I'll do the yoga. Can't you just leave?
Some people would leave, yeah. I'm like, I'm paying for this.
I'm doing this frou-frou stuff.
Right? Who needs to stretch? So while they're doing that, Brennan tells Austin he's looking cute.
But not in a gay way, bro. Just joshing, just joking with you, bro. Michael, don't get any ideas, all right, bro.
All the bros. That's so on point, though. So Becca whispers over to Emily. She's like, hey, Chloe's wearing glitter. That's a good sign. What did that mean?
What?
She's not a glitter girl?
I don't know what any of that means. This is like a secret code they made up. Like if you're into him, wear glitter at yoga.
Yeah, and then Emily whispered back to Becca and was like, Chloe's really sweet. We talked to her.
What happened between now and after parties?
So there was a point that Emily liked Chloe.
That was before we really got to know her.
Right. And so then they're leaning over, and Emily's like leaning over while sitting in the chair, and Brennan's like, be careful. Like, that's the one thing you're not supposed to do.
Hey, dum-dum.
She's like, oops.
Keep your head up.
Yeah, right.
Idiot.
And so then, of course, this moment, our ebony yogini has to tie in the marriages. And so she's like, how do you show compassion in your marge? I needed somebody to say, only 4 of these people are married.
None of these people know. Yeah. It's just silence from the crowd. Like, we don't know.
Compassion. What's that, Austin? What's that?
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that Onion doesn't speak up at this moment.
Yes.
So, well, let me tell you.
You know he wanted to. Well, he did. But so Brennan, he says he shows it by trying to be as empathetic and understanding as he can be. They had the accident. He has found his talking point from here on out.
I crushed that. Like,
he's like, anytime I need to say
concerned.
something, just like ever since the accident, The
accident is the best thing that's happened to me since this whole thing started.
He's like, he's now finally has something to say. Lauren says she practices compassion by extending it to herself. She's like, you can't extend it to other people if you can't extend it to yourself. Then Orion, I practice compassion. He's like, me and Lauren, we're in a tough spot, but
Lauren's
moving
like,
forward.
we see a shot of Lauren. She basically rolls her eyes. She's like, oh my God, here we go.
Yeah.
Again.
Like,
Listen,
Montre, you tell him to stop. He don't have to speak up every time. Him and Lauren are in a tough spot, but moving forward, he wants to be more welcoming and be more open with communication. Why does he not understand? When they're doing these group conversations, the main goal is for the actual married couples. He loves to bring it back to him and Lauren. No one was talking about you and Lauren.
No one's asking you to speak right now, Onion. Okay, you're lucky you're still here.
Oh my god!
I honestly though, I love when Lauren talks like, oh, we're like, Lauren.
Yes.
Onion
yes,
talks
girl,
like, shut up, Onion. No one asked you. No one asked you to speak.
Because when Lauren speaks, she's
Onion,
speaking about herself.
You're like, Onion, they're asking the married couples like 2 seconds ago. Good job, Lauren. Good job speaking up.
Like, yes,
I love
Lauren,
our bias.
say more.
I love our bias. I love how we're just unapologetically showing it.
No. We're literally, it was night and day to their 2 responses. But yes, I swear, it's just when he speaks, it's just so irrelevant to what's going on. He just needs to. I wouldn't be so hard on him if he was taking the Lauren approach. Focus on himself. What have you grown? How are you growing? Not in the context of Lauren. In yourself from this experience. So how are you going to walk away from this?
Let's just put Lauren's name into his mouth. Lauren, like, just please take my name out your mouth. Please.
Can you just not say my name? He's like, oh, well, me and my ex-wife. Oh my gosh. So we go to Austin and Becca. She's doing better. He's very glad to see that she was well enough to sit during yoga. To sit there during the whole time during yoga. And he knew it was going to be like he knew like this weekend did not turn out how they wanted it to look. He knew that, right? Mm-hmm. She said, yeah, nothing intimacy wise is going to happen last night, because I kicked you out of the bed.
And that was your fault, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was you.
Look at my video.
Mm-hmm. That was on you.
Yeah. And he said he wants to focus on enjoying the rest of the day together and see if they can get back into the headspace and to see what's going to happen tonight. And she's like, yeah, I just need to see some effort, some flirting, the basic things you need in a relationship.
Can he give her that? I don't know.
I don't know if he's capable. But I think we could talk about this now. The after party. Mm-hmm. Him saying he realized he was giving the wrong expectations.
Yes. He realized
he was that's what we were talking about last week.
Expectations too. Didn't you listen to the podcast last week, Austin?
Right.
We already said it for you.
Said that. Because I'm like, you are setting these expectations that it's going to happen. And you can't say, I want it to happen.
How did he not realize that? So from what he said, made me think he had no intention of actually having sex during the retreat.
Yeah. He said it like he wants to want it to happen.
Yeah.
But he can't like once it's time, he has to have his boundaries.
I'm just kind of bummed that Austin can't explain himself better. Like I wish he really could. What is the issue here, buddy? Is it just that you have a time limit thing in your head that you can't get past? Is it you just don't feel comfortable, which for me would be hard to believe because you've been 24/7 around this person for over a month now.
Yeah.
It would be different if you were just, casually dating. You maybe in a month been on, I don't know how many dates. Still would feel like a lot probably. But what is it in your head that has to click over? Because that's just what it feels like. There's some block in his head that needs to click over. Like, I don't know if it's a calendar thing. Like, all right, 45 days, boom, we're in it. Let's do it. I don't know if that's what's tripping him up, or what it is. I wish he could elaborate better, because all he's saying is he has boundaries. He's not comfortable. Like, what do you need
Then
to
yeah,
become
right,
comfortable? That's what I
right.
want to know.
And also be upfront about that. She would not be having these expectations to be let down if she knew that you had these boundaries and that you were feeling uncomfortable.
Mhm.
You know, it's just it's so lost on me how he doesn't see that he was giving those expectations, and all of a sudden, like now, months later on After Party, he's finally realizing, whoa, I was
Yeah,
setting the
listen,
wrong expectation.
because I'm an Austin supporter. Okay, like, don't get me wrong, but I can't support all of Austin. I can't support when he
Mhm.
gets
It's all or
pressed.
nothing.
No, I can't support when he gets pressed on it, where he just goes. And even though those conversations with Dr. Pia, where she asked me, it's like, I don't know. I don't know is not a good enough answer. Like,
Mhm.
you have to give some context. You have to give some reasoning behind you, instead of I don't know, or I'm just not
Mhm.
comfortable. How would you get comfortable? What environment can we foster to make you comfortable?
Right.
I'm sure he'd be like, well, first of all, we can stop talking about it 24/7,
Mm.
which I am kind of with him there.
We do see on the previews next week that both Dr. Pepper and Pastor Cal are talking to them. So
They pulled Dr. Pepper out of wherever she was, out of the Love's
of
Blind
Love is
pods.
Blind, yeah.
They're like, listen, we're in DEF CON. Honestly don't remember what the scale is. DEF CON 5. I don't know what
Mm.
the worst DEF CON is. You need to get here. Like, you've stalled enough. You need to come and deal with the mess here. Like, you can't just
Mhm.
come. You can't just come with the good stuff. You got to come with the mess too. So you need to help out.
Right.
Dr. P is like, I'm on vacation. Y'all have really tortured me this season, so y'all do some work now. Okay, you and Cal do work now.
Exactly. She said, I've had enough. No more trips to Denver.
I ain't talking to
Wherever
Brendan. I'm not talking to Austin. I'm not
Yeah,
talking to either of those jerks.
exactly. And you know it's serious because they're there in person. It's no FaceTime. So and
Yeah.
Becca is
Oh my
crying.
gosh, those eyes. It's like, boy, that's
That's gonna be rough. But we get Lauren and Orion. They were outside. I'm assuming this is right after the
I
yoga.
was there like, again. We didn't have enough of this earlier.
Right.
What else is there to say?
Well, I was glad to see that this was the scene that we had seen in the
Yes.
previews.
So hopefully
I'm
we've
like, ooh,
exhausted all of our Onion and Lauren content.
yeah. No, not Lauren. Let her be the supportive friend that keeps coming back.
All right.
But Brennan and Austin don't need a supportive friend. They have each other.
Let's make this the Michael, Lauren. I'll take Becca. Let's just make it their show from now on. It's just a show about friends, okay?
You're right.
Cam can come back too, okay? Cameron can come back. I mean, and listen, talking about previews.
He is in the
Cameron,
previews.
the boy is back, y'all. He's back filming.
Right.
He's back in the flesh. Talking to Brennan, unfortunately.
He's like, oh, yeah. So we have Orion and Lauren outside. He thanked her for bringing the yoga instructors. And she's like, yeah, my intention was to get us all in a better headspace and a better heart space. And he's like, yeah, you did that. And she's like, yeah, and my emotions are open to being open in regards to like how we interact. She's like, I don't know how to navigate divorce. I don't know what that looks like. I feel like we do a good job in a group setting being civil with each other. She's like, but to be honest with you, I just don't know how much value I see in a friendship between us, because I'm really in a space in my life where I need intentional friendships. So, if all of this conversation would have happened like 3 weeks ago, it would have been really good for my soul. But now it's like, dang, where was this? And he's like, yeah, that's understandable.
Set those boundaries, girls. Set those boundaries. I love
Yes,
that.
I was like, yes, intentional friendships. So she goes, he's like, well, that's understandable. So, like, do you want me to check in like a week or like a couple of days? She's like, let me drive that. She's like,
And he was like, fantastic.
Right.
Like the ball's in her court. I don't have to do anything. I'll probably just ignore her if she decides to reach out. But at
Because
least
she
I'm
has
not.
there's no value. Like she's saying, there's no value. Like, what's that going to provide for her? There's nothing out of a relationship with him that, like a friendship with him that she's seeking. Like,
Yeah.
what, that the purpose that he was serving was supposed to be her potential husband. They found that they are not a good match. So what kind of friendship is needed there?
He's just like, whew. Luckily, at least I'm not gonna get flamed the next time I see her for not reaching out because the ball's now in her court and it's on recorded television so everyone can see it.
Yeah, that's so annoying. So they do a group activity. They go to an American Ninja Warrior gym. Becca and Emily are on the side, being great cheerleaders. They first do this thing where they're flying from one bar to another. Claire did really good throughout all of this, and then I was reminded we did meet Claire at a F45 gym.
Bro, Claire's jacked.
Yeah,
Go. I was like, okay, Claire, I see
right.
you.
She did great the whole time. Michael made it all the way across on this little thing. Apparently, Austin did too. He wanted his credit on After Party. He said they didn't show it, but he made it across too. And then they did this thing where they had to like run up, like, at the end of the last step.
The warped wall, baby. I'm an American Ninja Warrior fan. So I was like, yeah, warped wall, let's go.
Right. And they had different levels.
Yeah.
So Lauren made it up and touched it. Claire made it up to the top for the one that she tried. I think she tried like the lowest one. Mm-hmm. And then Michael, he made it all the way to the top. And they're like, ooh, Chloe, look at your husband. She's like, yeah, he's doing a great job. Like, it's really like a turn on.
So, it made me think about the old Chappelle Show sketch, before he lost his mind, where it's like they're doing one of those sketches where he plays Prince, and like it's one of those Charlie Murphy stories where he's like, yeah, Prince, Prince came and beat all our asses in basketball. Like you see Prince, slam the basket. It's like blouses came over.
Oh my god!
It really just made me think about that. I mean, Prince is our comp for Michael.
That's what I was thinking. Like it's times like this for Chloe that she realizes, like, okay, my issue is with his fashion. And she's like, she sees him in this environment. He's killing it. He's showing how strong he is. He is just like, she's liking what she's seeing. He's being very athletic. She's very impressed by what she's seeing. Mm-hmm. And it's like she just wants him to just
tone down that lady stuff. Okay, right. just tone down that feminine stuff, okay? Because we don't need that. Brenda's like, yeah, bro. It's really not. It's not a great look, bro. For real, bro.
They need to just find each other. So they all sit around and they're recapping like the retreat, and Brennan says, yeah, like we went through something very traumatic together. It really brought us closer together.
Can you say we in this moment? If I'm Emily, I'm like, I am the one that got sliced in the head by a branch. You held my hand for a while. Okay? Let's not say we went through this.
I just want to see, it's like, how long is it going to be decision day? And he's still saying, we went through a very traumatic event together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure. Because he's going to hold on to this for as long as he can. He's going to be at the reunion talking about this tree incident.
How lovely.
I remember your accent. I tried to, they really made me change my perspective, but I just, I still couldn't get there.
Austin says like him and Becca have had some hiccups and he apologizes for them, and he knows he's lacking in the romance department, but we still have tonight.
I mean, unless you mess it up in some sort of way.
Why is he saying stuff like that? And it doesn't stop there, folks. So we have Chloe and Michael. Michael has ran himself a bath, a nice bubble bath.
You take baths, bro? Bro, you take baths?
With bubbles?
You take showers like a real man? Come on, bro. Come on.
And he has candles and stuff lit, and Chloe comes in and sits by the bath, and she's like, wow, you were like great today. She's like, I didn't know they built these gyms just for you. He's like, yeah, he's like, I was prepared to snap a hip. She says, you know, how have you taken in the couples retreat? And he's like, it was nice to hang out with everybody, and I was pretty optimistic about all the couples, even though I didn't know them that well. But I can kind of see where, what was he saying? Like that he could see how their relationship, like the positives in their own relationship by looking at the others. And she's like, yeah, I feel like we've managed to communicate very well compared to everyone else. And then we get a confessional from her. She's like, it's sexy watching him be open and communicate and shirtless. So she just wants him in that environment. Don't get dressed, Michael. Just be like this. Have conversations with me, and we'll be okay.
And she just has her like fake smile, like as she like scrubs up her face while she's like,
right. I'm not having a good time.
Oh, this is awful for me.
It's over. So we have Austin and Becca. And he tells her, they're sitting together, and he's like, yeah, they're sitting together outside. And he's like, yeah, you kicked that Cold's butt. She said, Cold?
This is not cold. It was coming out of both ends. She didn't say that, but that's just what I assume.
I'm like, what did he thought she had a cold? He's like, well, stomach bug, whatever.
Austin is a
At
child.
your big age, you don't know the difference between a stomach bug and a cold?
Big age. Austin is a child. Okay. That is very evident by everything we've seen. This man is a child.
So then she says, like, yeah, like our one night here, like the first night here together was very disappointing. She's like, you know, I'm hearing you talk a lot about intimacy, but then it started on a poor note. And he apologizes for that. And she starts crying, and she's like, and like he hugs her, and she's like, it's not just couples retreat though. It's just, I just keep waiting. And there was this whole build up to couples retreat. And she's like, it just doesn't feel good to have to beg to be wanted. And he's like, I just feel like we're rehashing this combo that I thought we moved past. She's like, you moved past it maybe, but I haven't gained a lot of clarity. He's like, well, I'm not going to just keep talking about it. He's like, we've had a lot of regression. Like when we keep talking about it, she's like, we've made out a lot. And he says, well, you know, intimacy isn't just physical, but yeah. She was like, we have this same conversation repeatedly. And he's like, well,
I like how he's trying to turn the Dr. P lesson back on her. Like, remember, intimacy isn't just physical. I've been looking at you a lot. I've been making eye contact. That's intimacy, right? It's not what you want, man. It's not what you want right now.
And so he says, so do you think this conversation is going well? She's like, well, talking about it isn't unhelpful for me. She's like, I just want you to want me. And he's like, I thought you believed me. Austin, you can't just say you want her. You have to show it.
That's a very telling statement.
Yes, absolutely. He said,
I thought you believed me. I thought I got you. I thought I pulled the wool over your eyes.
Right. Like, I say it all the time that I do want you. Isn't that enough?
It's a very interesting thing to say in that manner. Like, I thought you believed me.
Oh, so actions mean nothing. Got it, Austin. So he's like, I thought you believed me. She said, I do want to believe you. And he's like, well, in typical Austin fashion, I was hoping tonight could end on a good note so we could see what would happen. But now I feel it's just not going to happen.
You just had to go and mess it up, Becca. Look at you.
If we didn't have this conversation, something would have happened tonight. Austin,
they gonna care out there.
Please hush. Please hush. And so we get the 12 days until decision day. Emily's wrist is still hurting. She says we get a confessional, and she says that Brenda has stepped up to the plate in every way possible, and she feels like they've really reached new heights. She'll have some clarity eventually, maybe.
How the desperate, see things in different lights. When you give the littlest crumb to someone who's been starving, like, oh, that's amazing. That's such a feast. Oh my gosh, that crumb was delicious. Can't wait to have more.
Oh, I am so parched. I was so parched. Now I'm I have enough water for the day.
I am quenched.
Yes. And so Austin and Becca, they're packing to leave. It's kind of awkward because it's clearly the next morning. And we get a confessional. And she says she feels very disconnected from him. She still had hope after their conversation that, like, okay, something might happen, and nothing happened. And he asked her, he's like, you want to talk about everything? She's like, do you want to?
Because production's making us talk about it right now,
Right.
even though I really don't want to.
I like talk.
Montre threatened my stipend again if I didn't talk to you about this. So I guess, what do you want to say?
She tells him he didn't want to snuggle last night, and that was difficult. He's like, the rehashing of it constantly is making it challenging for him to just be okay. He's like, we keep reopening a fresh wound, in his opinion.
He says it more than once.
It's not healing.
Well, and the fact that we have what happened to Emily on this episode, I can't help but think, like, ooh, fresh wound.
Mm-hmm.
Stop saying that.
Right. It's like too fresh. He said his apology this weekend was sincere. His apology about this weekend was sincere. And like she like passes by him, so he like hugs her and then he kisses her and he's like trying to show her some affection. It's in the confessional. He says like he does wish the first night would have gone differently because he would have taken it easier that first night and prioritized her. That's what we were saying last week. That's all he had to do.
Yep.
If it mattered to him at the time. And so on their way out, he thought it'd be a good idea if they stopped at a wolf's, like a place where there are wolves.
This is like a wildlife preserve or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's like a 1-year-old wolf that they were able to like pet and stuff. And he said he was just hoping like this would make up for couples retreat. And so yeah, they pet some wolves.
You didn't go crazy over that? You weren't like, oh my gosh, wolves.
No, I have a friend that had like a wolf. It was like a half wolf, half. What? What are you asked?
I just picture these high society friends with exotic animals.
Oh my God.
One of my other friends had a tiger living in their compound.
No, it was actually a coworker. It was like part wolf, part, I can't think of what the other dog, it was like a dog mix. And it was just that dog, I don't know. I just never warmed up to him. He was nice, but I didn't get that bond. So I'm like, wolves are just big.
And that was after, you discovered the love of dogs.
Yeah, some way. I was still in that transition period. It's before I actually lived with the dog.
Oh, there you go.
So it's a little bit different,
I couldn't help but notice, Mike is driving a Range Rover. I'm like, okay, Mike. I mean, we already knew Mike was balling out. But
yeah.
That Range Rover.
He didn't have a green machine?
It's just like, God, I don't know if you heard. Got an Audi. Big deal. Range Rover.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
Got 5.
Oh my gosh. I'm just saying, I think of all the men on this cast, Michael is the catch. And
well, I mean, look at the competition. Okay.
I know. It is.
The bar is in hell. The bar is low. Okay.
Yeah. We get a next time on. We have a housewarming party for Michael and Chloe. We do see Claire talking to her mom about Cameron. Cameron is back. He said, I'm going to stay together with her on decision day. Clearly editing.
He says if she chooses to stay together, I will stay together with Claire. I said, yeah, that's definitely chopped up editing. So we'll see what this is really about.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Then we get this sequence of events that I thought was chopped up until we followed all the way through. So Chloe tells Michael she thinks they should spend some days apart. And I was like, no way. But then it shows her leaving with the suitcase.
Yeah. Wow.
What am I supposed to think about this, Chloe?
I'm just wondering if the reason that all the girls are so cold to Chloe is because she is checking out of this. That's what I'm wondering.
Oh, yeah, that's my
Like,
assumption.
you
Like,
broke Michael's heart again, and we
yeah,
love
like
Michael.
they have a soft. I think they have a soft spot for Michael,
Mhm.
and I think if they don't end up together, it's on her terms. Like
Yeah.
she's the one, because Michael is a sweetheart. He could be so over Chloe at this point. He could have all the reasons, but he's being such a sweetheart.
Little do we know, Michael's like a serial killer. Like,
Michael is the best.
breaking news: so man has 12 bodies in his basement. Also stars on Married at First Sight.
And then we see Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, talking to Austin and Becca, and Becca says these fights they have are just days of rejection that are built up. And then we see Pastor Cal asking her, does she want this, or was it Dr. Pepper? One of them.
I don't think I recall Dr. Pepper even speaking, so I think it was Cal.
Okay. Real quick, let's rate them. What do you think about Becca and Austin?
Lord. 2. I'll leave them at a 2.
Me too. Because
There's gotta be something that can happen that can really turn this around.
Yeah. Emily and Brennan, they before you rate, they had a traumatic experience. Okay.
They went through something traumatic.
Yes.
It's still a 1. I think
Brennan
is like, thank goodness for this, because this is really going to help me with this exit. It's going to really help with this smooth exit. I can look like I cared for a while, so this is really going to help me.
Like that is really great for my image.
It's really gracefully out of this thing. So yeah, it's definitely a 1.
And then what about Michael and Chloe? I'm actually going to go down to a 1 for them.
Really?
Yeah. I started it. We both started at 3, then we went down to a 2. I'm myself at a 1, meaning I don't think they'll be together by the reunion.
I feel like you're letting the preview influence you.
No. This episode influenced me. That could be she don't come back. I don't think she's done.
I like how she's gonna come back, right? Like, you're like, Michael, she's gonna come back, right?
Right? For sure. Yeah, she's not done.
Still there, right?
It can't be done. It's only
I think this episode she was still on the fence. She had some good thoughts about Michael. She had some trepidation about Michael.
I think she's too out. I think she's too big of an ick on his fashion. She can't get over it. It constantly comes up. She's never going to move on from it. No matter how Michael told us they walk around naked together.
Well, Chloe told us that she's
on the after
naked.
party?
Yeah,
she said that too. But last week, Michael told us on after party that they walk around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like,
I don't know. So I think it's a 2 for me. I think they could get past this, I guess. I don't give them much hope, so that's why I'm at a 2. But yeah, I just imagine them walking down the street and there's like a woman wearing a skirt and she's like, that's like your skirt.
Yeah,
like she would never be able to let it go. But I'm gonna leave it at a 2 for now. With an expectant 1 coming next week, but I'm gonna leave it at a 2 for right now.
Lovely. Well, awesome. Thank y'all for sticking with us through episode 17. We will be back next week to talk about episode 18. Make sure you go subscribe to the Love at First Sight feed for all the Married at First Sight podcasts, as well as Love is Blind season 6. And then make sure you go join the Facebook group where the password this week is Ebony Yogini Jason. Where can people keep up with you? What are you up to?
You can find me on Twitter, JAYR1085. Yes, as Aysha said, and as we talked about earlier, me and Mary will be talking about Love is Blind season 6 and all the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the cons, the goods, as one of our couples said at some point this season. the cons, the goods, the pros, the bads. So check in with us as we talk about this first drop 1 through 6, this upcoming podcast, and we'll be back with every subsequent drop after that. Yeah, check us out there.
Lovely. And y'all can follow me everywhere at Aysha like Aysha. That's AYSHA, like ASIA. I did have those the Mardi Gras pictures and the Valentine's Day pictures of Pepper and Cinnamon. So if you want to see those, well, you can follow me on Instagram, but I posted them in the Facebook group for everyone to see.
Yes, and much like any other dog post that gets put on this on our Facebook group, it got way more likes than anything else you've ever posted. Thanks a lot, guys. We posted stuff relevant to the show. It's like
they're like 20 likes.
A single dog picture, over 100 likes. Goodness.
Look.
Let's remember the reason we're here, people. It's time for dogs.
a perfect match of pups.
Am I jealous of the dog content? Maybe a little bit. Okay, I'll admit it. I'm man enough to admit it. All right.
I did ask them when I went in because they got groomed this week, and I was like, "How many dogs can y'all have?" They're like, "We really don't have a max capacity." I was like, "Well, how many are checked in right now?" She's like, "Well, we have about 102 checked in right now." I was like, "Well, that makes me feel amazing because when I walk into the lobby, they say Pepper and Cinnamon."
I mean, listen, they're the celebrity dogs in the grooming. They're like, oh my god, did you guys hear? Pepper Cinnamon booked an appointment today. Oh my god, get everything ready.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all have that many dogs and y'all know people by name.
Telling you,
that kind of blows my mind.
As I said in the Facebook post that you put on the Mardi Gras beads, I don't want to know what the Spice Girls had to do to earn those beads. I'm not gonna ask questions.
So cute, right?
Yeah, totally. The Valentine's Day pictures just melted my heart so much, brother.
They're my little Valentines.
When's where's the St. Patrick's Day pictures? Or
I'm sure they're doing.
How about the President's Day pictures? Where's Pepper and Cinnamon in a big Abraham Lincoln top hat and beard? Like,
we'll probably sit that one out. But I'll find another festive one for them to do.
I'm surprised you don't do because they have those bogus holidays like, oh, it's a donut day today. I'm surprised you don't have one every single day.
I was so upset I didn't do this one. I couldn't do it. I think I was coming back in from out of town. They did National Peanut Butter Day, and they put peanut butter on the dog's nose and took the picture of them licking. Oh, cute.
I was so joking. I was so kidding. But then you just crushed my world.
Don't joke with me.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, thank y'all so much for now. Y'all this is like post podcast conversation.
Yeah, you guys, we're letting you into the actual behind the scenes of our conversations.
Exactly. In pre-podcast when we say we're about to start a million times, but keep having conversation. Thank y'all for sticking with us. We will be back next week to talk about episode 18. So yeah, until next week, we'll see y'all then. Bye.